Good morning and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11 and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Go ahead and take a look at the pitching for today, the 10th of June. We do have an 11-game main slate ahead of us this evening. Not quite sure about whether our weatherman is on vacation through today, I believe. He will sneak into Discord and drop some information randomly throughout the day. But our weather station is down until tomorrow. With that said, this is a first look at the pitching options on the slate, and I will be utilizing DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you do play on FanDuel, I would cut my pool in half or so. Pricing isn't quite as tight. You don't have to be as creative. Allows you to get the stacks you want with an upper tier-ish pitcher. Now, with all that said and done, let's take a look at some of these pitching options. This is legitimately my first look at the pitching on the slate, so very curious. I do know via notification on my phone that Wu is not expected to start. I believe it's going to be Evans. I think it was supposed to be Bryce Miller, but they're saying he's going to go on the IL. At least I'm pretty sure that was a notification for today. Excuse me. But let's just jump into the first game. Get right to it. Tampa Bay, Boston. Big total. I think it was 9.5. 9.5. Not really a spot we want to take a look at pitching in at this point. K props on both pitchers are solid, but obviously runs expected. I think Pepio is interesting. He did struggle with Boston the first time he faced them, but he has been at his best on the road. K numbers aren't great on the road, though, but he does get a K increase in this matchup against Boston. Giolito, he's all over the place. Has a couple dominant starts. Has some really bad starts. Excuse me. I'm just not going to go to Giolito. His 4 starts at home have been absolutely atrocious. The fact that he's 6,300 is wild, but I just can't do it. I will pass. I will let others do it. I will watch others get 6 shutout innings, and I will be excited about that. Next game, Washington and the Mets. Pretty low total. I think it was 7.5 in this one. Mackenzie Gore, certainly viable. 26 plus fantasy points in 3 straight starts. Just 1 run allowed over those last 3. Has not faced the Mets yet this year. He's been far weaker on the road, which obviously is a worry here. K numbers, super impressive, even stronger on the road, but obviously allowing a ton of base runners. With that said, I have to like the upside. Don't love the price point, but the upside's there. It's just going to be a volatile one. Griffin Canning had some struggles recently, but then came out last time against the Dodgers and absolutely dominated. His best start of the season. I think he's definitely in play. He did shut down Washington once this year. He's actually been better on the road from a overall number standpoint. Hits allowed at home, far lower. Fewer home runs allowed as well. But I think Griffin Canning's an excellent option for us. It's not somebody I'm super excited about utilizing, but he's definitely a solid option on this slate. K-prop a 4.5 juice to the over, with Mackenzie Gore at 6.5 juiced under. Texas, Minnesota, Tyler Mahle taking on the Twins. Mahle, the guy that I expect some regression, has seen a couple of rougher starts recently. Strikeouts just aren't, aren't there. Walks are up. I just kind of expect him to kind of regress a little bit from his quote-unquote hot start. Doesn't mean he's just going to regress completely in this spot. K-prop a 5.5, but juice to the under. He's in consideration for me right now, but I just don't know if he'll make the pool. I might want to go with some guys that I believe have more upside. Woods Richardson. I'm going to have to look into what he did down in the minors after being sent down nearly a month ago. His last start in the majors wasn't good. He does flash some strong starts, and the matchup itself is actually decent. Texas' offense has been non-existent, basically. K-prop of 4.5 juice the under, though. I don't really think I want to go to pitching in this game. But to run up my pool, I think Molly could certainly show up. Maybe Woods Richardson, but I doubt it. Yankees, Kansas City. Max Fried, certainly going to be in play. We know Kansas City doesn't strike out a whole lot, but Max Fried's just so dang good. 25 fantasy points the first time he faced him. Beat him. Still struck out 7. Just always steady. Nothing really to worry about there. 10-5, obviously a little pricey. Noah Cameron, super impressive so far. No more than 1 run allowed in any start. The strikeouts just aren't there. Can have some walk issues. That's a worry. Gonna have to pass against the Yankees, but I'm super interested to see how he performs in this matchup. Atlanta and Milwaukee. I don't think I can get anywhere. I mean, definitely not going to be Quinn Priester, even though he's thrown the ball better recently. I'm just not going to rely on that. I know Atlanta's offense has been pretty ho-hum, but I just can't get to Quinn Priester. Grant Holmes shows some strikeout upside, but 10, that was in a spot where there was a lot of K upside. Solid in San Diego, but do I really want to utilize him? Maybe. I guess I'd probably put him ahead of Molly and Woods Richardson, but I'm not super pumped to be rostering Grant Holmes on this slate. K-prop at 5.5, juice to the under. It's not a bad K-prop, though, for Grant Holmes in the spot. Toronto, St. Louis, Chris Bassett. Been pretty bad on the road. But overall the season, I really like the way he's thrown the baseball. A couple rough starts, and then he bounced back with an elite start against the Phillies. The problem, again, on the road. Just a couple pretty solid starts on the road, but other than that, they haven't been great. St. Louis doesn't strike out a whole lot. K-prop 4.5 juice to the over. He's probably still a better option than Molly and Richardson, but I just don't think I'm going to get there. And Miles Mikolas is pretty much a never in my eyes. Just doesn't strike out enough guys. It feels like his ceiling's 16 to 18 if he gets the W. White Sox and the Astros. McCullers K-prop at 6.5 juice to the under. Shane Smith 4.5 juiced over. Shane Smith's super impressive so far. The Rule 5 draft pick. I've seen some all-star predictions, and he has been the White Sox representative in most of them. So, I think it's a mediocre matchup. I don't really remember what right-handed bats have done against Shane Smith, but still, it's been really solid. Keeps the ball in the ballpark, not allowing a ton of hits overall. Decent K guy, almost a K per inning. He's just solid. He's probably worth a few shares, unless he absolutely gets lit up by right-handed bats, but I don't think that's the case. The other side, McCullers, his second start against the Astros. Racked up walks and pitch count in the first one, but he has struggled at home so far this year, but he's coming off of a ridiculous start, or strong start, and then a ridiculous start before that with 12 strikeouts. Looks like he's kind of rounding into form after a rough beginning in his return. I think he's going to be a fairly popular pitcher on this slate, though. San Francisco, Colorado, just not going to use pitching here. As much as I want to pick on Colorado with pitchers, I just don't know that Kyle Harrison's the guy that I want to rely on. Now, his best start of the season did come against the Marlins, who are obviously one of the weaker offenses in baseball as well. But I just don't think he has enough K upside for us to offset allowing some runs in Coors. The A's Angels, I don't think I'm going to get here. Mitch Spence, I mean, the Angels do strike out. Spence has looked decent. 57 pitches, so he probably throws 70s, 70-some pitches. I just don't think I want to get to Mitch Spence. K-Prop at 3.5 juiced under. It's not overly exciting for me. Soriano 4.5 juiced under. Not really all that exciting for me either. Wasn't terrible against the A's the first time, but just didn't rack up much fantasy points. Been pretty bad at home, which is kind of shocking. So I feel like he's probably somebody we can pass on. Obviously, just a ton of walks. I just don't really like the, near 1.6 whip on an efficiency site like DraftKings. I just don't think it's worth it. Maybe he's a better play on FanDuel. I don't know what his price point is, etc. But he could pick up some strikeouts, and I think that's what would make him a better play over there. Brandon Pfaadt, who's been, I guess, pretty different when pitching at home. Just one home run allowed in 30 innings, 11 in 35 innings on the road. So he's at home, but he's been bad for a month now. I just don't think we can get there. I mean, Grant O'Kelly looked pretty decent last night against the Seattle lineup. So maybe you can talk me into Brandon Pfaadt as the day goes on. K-Prop 4.5 juice to the over, but I just can't get there. And Logan Evans, I'm just not going to play him. I know he's not here in the list, but let's see if I can find him. 6,500. He's had some decent starts. Coming off his best start. He's in the minors right now, but best start at the major league level. With that said, I just don't think I can take a right-handed pitcher against Arizona. Last game of the night, Dodgers-Padres. All right. Bobby Miller expected to make the start and get the call. Probably not a spot we can go to. Bobby Miller was supposed to be the next stud with the Dodgers, and he's pretty much fallen off a cliff. Not sure what his issues are, etc., but other than I think he's a bit full of them. I mean, most baseball players have that confidence, but he seems like he's above and beyond. With that said, I don't think I can use Miller. And then, can we really rely on Dylan Cease against this Dodgers offense? Strikeouts can be there, but runs have been there as well. Just 3 starts over 19 DraftKings points on the season. They came against the Yankees and Cleveland. So he has the upside, but can he get there? K-Prop at 5.5, pretty strong juice on the over, but obviously super dangerous spot. He has been at his best when pitching at home. So that's something to pay attention to. I think I'm going to end up using him, especially because he's just 8,400. But it's one that I feel really gross about. We just know the type of upside he has. So for that reason, that's why I'm going to include him in my pool. But there we have it. There's our first look at pitching options. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. And if you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc., I will put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ. It's R-A-Z for 10% off monthly. And as always, best of luck, everybody.